Making your own banana bread is cheap, easy, and you have so much control. You put no chemicals in it. You put the amount of sugar that you would like, and you use your old bananas. So I would say for $2, you have a yummy, yummy thing. Welcome to my channel. My name is Barb, and I'm a great grandma. I have 2 little puppies, and today I'm showing you how I have been making banana bread for over 50 years from my old cookbook. Have a great day. I'm about to make a banana bread. I've had this cookbook for a while, since 1974. So even though my recipe says banana cake, I make banana bread out of it. And the only change that I make is not so much sugar. You can use sugar substitute. You could use gluten-free flour, but you need to make the adjustments. Now, normally, I think this recipe called for buttermilk. As you can see, you can make your own buttermilk. 4 tablespoons of sour milk. By using 3 tablespoons of sweet milk, mixed with 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and a teaspoon of soda in the milk. I'm going to show you how I mix that. This is very hard to do without a tripod. So I put 3 tablespoons of whole milk in there. You can use whatever milk that you normally use. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of baking soda in there. Hang on. When you're measuring a dry ingredient, you want to make sure and just use exactly the measurement. Don't put it up higher or lower. That's an exact teaspoon. Then I'm going to put it into the milk. I think I got it all in there. What a mess. I'm doing it with my left hand. Now I'm giving it a stir, and you see nothing's happening yet. So the baking powder, baking soda is in there. I wouldn't want to taste that right now. It would probably taste terrible, but now I'm going to put a tablespoon of white vinegar in there and show you what's going to happen. As a baby boomer, I think the most fun, and actually I didn't get quite a whole tablespoon there. The most fun is making this recipe over and over since 1974. So this is the funnest recipe that I have for bread or banana, whatever it is I'm making. Anyway, there you go. It's gonna foam up. That's so fun. And then if it doesn't, then you know you have old ingredients. I should have showed you how much it was before. You can stir it or not, but that's going to go into the mixture. Now normally with a bread or a cake, you want to get all of the dry ingredients. Obviously butter is not a dry ingredient. I put the salt in this 1.5 cups of flour. And you could sift the flour, that's what I did, so it's probably a little more than 1.5 cups. And then the 2 eggs I've beaten. I'm going to beat them a little bit more. And this is 2/3 of a cup of butter. So I took 2 cubes of butter, and on the side of the butter are a measurement, and it shows 1/3 cup. So I cut each of them at 1/3 cup, and I'll save the other 2 pieces for later for using on something else. I sprayed my cake pan. That's this size only because of the small oven I'm going to use. And I'm going to smash my bananas up in here. I know, that's going to be fun. I'm not going to be doing it on camera. So right now I'm going to do what is traditionally called creaming the butter, which merely means mixing the butter and sugar together, which should easily happen because this butter has been sitting out for about an hour. I'm going to do something dangerous here. I'm going to try to do this with one hand without getting it all over the entire kitchen. And here we go. But this time I am using my right hand. A little bit came out. Stand by. I used to have a stand mixer. It would have been easier because it has a top cover. I should have had a smaller, narrower bowl, but I made it. And that's creamed butter. That's the butter and the sugar in the recipe. And the most important thing about this dry ingredient is the salt is sprinkled on top. And that was a pinch of salt. But I'm still going to mix that before I put it together with the mixture of the eggs and the creamed butter. So I'm putting the eggs into this, and then I will put the milk, and then I will put this. Meantime, bananas at the end. One thing I forgot to tell you is you put a teaspoon of vanilla in with the milk. You can put it in with the creamed eggs and sugar and butter as if you want, but try not to put it in after everything. I'm not hoping for a blooper, but let's try this again. One-handed mixing. If you don't have a mixer, you can still make this bread / banana bread. You just have to whip it harder, but I have arthritis in every bone in my body, so it would take me forever to whip it. It would hurt really bad too. You could whip it with a big fork or one of those whips, those little hand whips. After I got my stand mixer, I found out how mixing really does make a difference in the end product, but I gave my stand mixer to a young lady who was starting a baking business in Tucson because I didn't use it that often. I'm going to beat it a little bit longer, but you get the picture. I'm going to mix it more. It looks kind of lumpy, but it's not really. That's just the butter and the way it acts. My grandma taught me to put things away as I use them in a recipe, so I just finished putting almost everything away. I mixed the salt into the flour. I smashed the bananas. It calls for 1 cup of bananas. I say heck with that. If I have 4 very ripe bananas, I'm still going to make 1 banana bread. This time I had 2. And the riper they are, the better the banana bread. Bananas going in. I decided to put all the wet ingredients together so that I can incorporate the flour at the end and maybe not make a mess. if you're using a mixer, it'll be kind of like this when you're done. But it'll still depend on how many bananas you use. In a minute, I'll read off all of the ingredients. And then if you want to hang on till the end, I will show you the finished product. You're going to hear some squeaking. We have a new member of the family. We've been undergoing a snowstorm, a blizzard, and a new member of the family. I want you to see why. The new member of the family is getting hungry. I had to get my glasses to read the ingredients, and now I can zoom in. This recipe is now actually over 150 years old. 1.5 cups of sugar, 2/3 of a cup of butter, 2 whole eggs, 1 cup of banana mashed, 4 tablespoons sour milk, or 3 tablespoons sweet milk mixed with 1 tablespoon vinegar and 1 teaspoon of soda, 1.5 cups flour, a pinch of salt, a teaspoon of vanilla, 350 for 40 minutes. And I do none of those layers. Here's the frosting recipe. This is from the cookbook at the Grange in Paradise, California, long before the horrible fire. There's a new member of the family. He's just made a big mess in his little yard. His name is Tucker, and that's his sister, Callie. Tucker is 9 weeks old. He's mostly potty trained. That water is where he... This is Tucker, the new member of the family. He's mostly potty trained. That water down there is where he stepped in his bowl of water. Hi, Tucker. Tuck, tuck. Yeah. He's a good boy. And this is his sister, Callie. Callie. They have to be separate because he's so small. Squeak, squeak. Can I have a taste of banana bread? It's a little browner than you want it, but it's a toaster oven. Press the like and subscribe and share this with your friends so I can get a new toaster oven, or at least a... It's a little on the tan side because of the toaster oven. The shelf is either too close to the top or too close to the bottom. It's a Cuisinart. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's the texture of the cake. It'll be a little different if you had 1 or 2 more bananas. But this will be fine. Smells very much like a banana.